Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Bethany, and today I'm doing a Q&A video. So I did my makeup and I knew I wanted to film something, but I just wasn't sure what I wanted to film. So I decided to do a Q&A because I just couldn't think of anything else. And plus you guys have been asking me quite a few questions over the past few weeks, and I've never done a Q&A, so hopefully if you've asked a question, then it gets answered today. I also asked you guys on Twitter and Instagram, and some questions came in there too, so I'm just gonna put them all together and answer as many as I can without this being so long. So let's just get started. So the first question actually comes from my sister on Twitter, and she asked, what's your favorite and least favorite thing about being a mom? So Ariana, if you must know, my favorite thing about being a mom is just seeing her wake up in the morning, seeing the smile on her face, seeing her get all goofy and geeky and silly, and just seeing her happy. Zahra is such a happy child, and that just warms my heart. I just love the joy that she brings to my life. I know like every mom says it, but it's like there's nothing comparable to the feeling of just the love of having a child. Like it's just such an amazing thing, and it's just hard to explain, I guess, but it's such a like deep knit thing. Like it's like she's mine, I made her, and I love her, and just seeing her grow and learn more every single day is just incredible. And it's just amazing. It's just so amazing. And I wouldn't say it's like a worst thing, but I guess the most challenging or like the hardest thing about being a mom is just balancing everything, and definitely just the responsibility of being a mother. I think it's like you know it's coming, but you don't really realize it till it hits you. Like, for example, me and Daniel used to just go out at like 1, 2 a.m. and go to Cookout or like Wawa. I know, really unhealthy choices, but there's nothing healthy open in the middle of the night. So we would just go and we would be spontaneous and just do whatever. And now things have to be a lot more calculated. We have to pay a lot more attention to our planning, and we can't just do things off a whim like we used to. We have to account for Zahra, and now that she's getting older, it's even more so that way. When she was younger, guys, we would just take her anywhere. We would just be anywhere with Zahra, like all the time. But now she needs to be in bed by a certain time. She needs to, eat. She needs to have a bath. Like, it's just a lot more to it. So it's just planning and responsibility that can be tough. And your life just changes. It's never the same. And it's a big responsibility, and that is the hardest thing, but it's totally worth it. Someone asked on Instagram, for natural hair, how long should you wait to dye it again after dyeing it once? So I would never prefer to dye my hair any further than a month apart, even if it is just, regular color, if you're just depositing color. Even when I was lifting my hair, there were times where I bleached it more than once in that amount of time, even like within a day or two. And my hair definitely suffered each of those times. And even bleaching my hair, every month, like even if I was just touching up or just going a little bit lighter, it still takes a toll on your hair. So you just need to pay attention to your hair. It's also going to depend on what your hair type is. Is your hair previously colored? Is your hair texture thin, or is it coarse? Different hair takes color different ways. So if you do dye your hair, I would say just pay attention to your hair. Analyze the health of your hair and decide, does this need to happen again? And if you have questions, definitely just ask a stylist, because they'll know how to keep the integrity of your hair intact. Bethany, could you please let us know how you keep your hair so bouncy and moisturized? Thank you so very much. So basically, it comes down to deep conditioning. My hair, when I started deep conditioning my hair once a week, that really changed my whole hair game. I dealt with such dry hair. Even in the summer, my hair will be so dry, and now I don't deal with that. So the first thing is to deep condition once a week. It's very important. If you forget, or if you don't have time sometimes, it's not the end of the world, but definitely just try to keep it up as much as possible. The second thing is to use a leave-in conditioner, and I prefer to always use leave-in conditioner whenever I'm styling my hair, because I'm leaving moisture in my hair, And then also, when my hair is about 85 to 95% dry, I like to apply an oil to my hair, a really good oil. My favorite is the Show Products oil that I've told you guys about on my channel before. That's the only oil I use in my hair. It just is. That's my favorite one. So on my video about how I trim and shape my hair, someone asked any suggestions for how you do this method on the back of your hair. Basically, to get the back of my hair, I think I said this in the video, but if not, I just trim it straight down the back and I push it all out to the sides, and this is how I see the shape of my hair. So right now, I kind of do need to shape my hair again, but I just push it out from the sides so that I can see the overall shape of my hair, and then I trim like that. I never try to just like turn my head and look in the mirror or anything. I just do it all from the front. Someone else asked about how I cut my hair when I do trim it, how I keep it from looking like bad when it's straight. Like, how does it look good when it's curly and straight? And that's kind of just really simple. I don't grab big chunks of hair when my hair is curly. That way I don't have a lot of blunt edges, as well as I don't usually straighten my hair until like a few months after I've cut it while curly, just because it gives your hair a chance to grow into the cut and it's not so blunt anyway. So that definitely helps. I stay away from the bottoms. Like, I don't shape the bottom of my hair. I just trim it, and I do that evenly, and I usually do that while it's straight anyway. So it's kind of just a mixture of things that work for me. But of course, if you're uncomfortable with it, definitely just go see a stylist. Like, you don't have to DIY everything. There's a lot of things you can do, but when it comes to cutting and coloring, you may just want to go to a professional so that you know it's gonna be all right, which you can't always guarantee either, to be honest. But, just try to find somebody reputable if you're not comfortable with doing it yourself. The next question is about the turtleneck I was wearing in my last video. It was brown. She was saying, it's amazing, new to your complexion. I got that turtleneck in like 2016, I think, from H&M. So I don't know if they would still have it, but yeah, that's where I got it. So thanks. Some people are asking what color do I have in my hair right now. It's from Wella. It's in their Color Charm series. It's one of the liquid colors, not the cream colors. It's from Sally. And I don't remember the name of it, but I'm going to put it on the screen. That way you guys can know, because I just don't know right off the top of my head what it's called. What's the info for that stylist with the growing hands who cut your hair? So in my hair journey video, I was talking about one time when I got a deep trim and how the hairstylist told me that she had growing hands and how my hair literally did grow so fast after that. It was crazy. So if you live in the Richmond area, her shop is in Petersburg. I believe it's called ABC Salon. I think it is. And her name is Candace Nicholas. I'm going to put it on the screen, and yeah, that's her name, so definitely check her out. She did a great job doing my hair. She's not a natural hairstylist, but she's a really good hairstylist, so yeah. Okay, someone asked, what do you do for a living? So I work at a church for a living. I am a youth pastor / media person. I do a little bit of both. Here, I kind of do a lot over the spectrum of the youth ministry side, so that can deal with like curriculums or can deal with media on the youth ministry side. I deal with just all types of logistics. There's a lot of classes, 0 all the way through middle school, and then we do events for high school. So I just do a lot with that. And then also on the media side, I do graphic design, and that's something that I'm really into. I really love doing it. So I do graphic design, and I also do work in the copy center too. And on top of that, I have some administrative tasks. But I am part-time. I work part-time in ministry and at the church, and then I'm part-time like at home or whatever. So yeah. Someone said, your family's so cute, and I love you and your daughter's hair. How old is she? Thank you so much. Zahra is 1, but she's officially 18 months, so I'm going to be doing her 18-month update soon. But yeah, that girl is growing on me. I mean, not growing on me, but she's growing up on me, And she's just so cute and so smart. I love her so much. The next question is, what is your fitness routine, and what are the things you do to focus on your health? The answer to that, all those questions, is just like nothing. Like, it's so bad. I don't work out, but that's one of my goals for this year. So hopefully I'll start soon. I'm thinking about getting a membership, but I just want to make sure I'm going to use it. I don't know. And then do you do to focus on your health? I just try to be conscious of my health overall. I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm that dedicated to it at this point. I probably definitely should be. I know I should be, but yeah. My focus right now on my health side, I guess, is just to be drinking a lot of water. That's what I'm just endeavoring to do, drink a lot more water every single day. So, yeah. You're raising a beautiful young girl. What lessons did you learn that you want to teach your daughter so she won't experience them? I think the greatest thing that I can teach her is just to love herself and to be herself. And I also want to teach her to love God and to walk with God. I feel that when you have a relationship with God and you walk with Him, you can't lose. And I wholeheartedly believe that when you do walk with Him, you can avoid making a whole lot of mistakes. You won't be perfect because none of us are. But I do feel like through my experience, I could have avoided a lot by sticking closer to God in certain times of my life and just continuously growing closer to Him. And I just want her to have just a close connection with Him, closer than I did when I was younger. Even though I did have a close relationship with Him, I just want her to have it even more. But most all in all, like, I just want her to be herself and to be in her purpose. And if I can teach her that, I think that would be amazing. It is clearly cuffing, wiping, and babying season. What advice would you give to your single friends who are surrounded by these categories of people that would prevent them from being anxious by influence? So I know who's asking this question. She's a girl from my church, so I kind of like know what she's asking. But my biggest advice for this situation would be to just know who you are. Know who you are and know what you believe and stand firm in what that is. Sometimes it can be difficult with so much going on. It seems, on TV, on movies, and society, just period, it seems like there's a status quo of people just living however. But if you hold yourself to a different standard than that, then just be sure in what you believe. That was kind of what I stood on when I was younger, and that's how I saved myself until I got married, is that I just knew what I believed, and I knew I was stood firm in that no matter what. So if you get into a situation where you're dating a guy, then you want to make sure that you let that guy know exactly what you believe and where your boundaries are. And when it comes to friends, sometimes friends can be kind of just like, they don't get where you're coming from when you believe something specific. If they don't get what your beliefs are, if they don't get what your purpose is, then they may just act like it's not a big deal and really downplay it. And then it may cause you to second guess it. So definitely just know what you believe and know that in any situation, you're letting yourself know, like, I already know what I think about that. People probably won't get it, but it doesn't matter because this is what I believe. And you just have to stand firm in that. The next question is, what book are you currently reading, spiritual and non-spiritual? So right now, I'm actually getting ready to start a new book. Our women's ministry at the church are reading 2 books by Joyce Meyer, Power Thoughts and The Mind Connection. So I'm actually getting ready to start those up this weekend. So I'll be reading those books. As far as anything non-spiritual, I haven't really been reading any specific books recently, actually. Hold that thought. So I couldn't find this book. I was reading it and then I couldn't find it anymore. So now I have it. It's called The Sexy Wife, A Pocket Guide, A Day in the Life. And it's by Delicia S. Davis. And this is my friend's sister. So that's who wrote this book. But it's for women who are married and men who are married, I guess. But yeah, so this is the book. She did her whole own artwork and everything. But we had really good conversation with them when we went on vacation. And so I wanted to buy her book to read it. But I just found it today. Like, I literally was looking everywhere for it and I just found it. So I'm actually getting ready to get back into this book. But I guess, if you're not married, I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't recommend, just because it's just talking about being a sexy wife. So I don't know why anyone else would need to read that. I am in my 30s, but nowhere close to being girly or into makeup. What is a great starter kit, like the everyday basics? So if you're just getting into makeup, I love this question because I just think a lot of people may want to know this. So if you're just getting into makeup, I would suggest a few things, but not too many because you're just getting into it. So you don't need to be overwhelmed by anything too crazy. The first thing is foundation. I would recommend starting off with maybe just a drugstore foundation. If you're not really into makeup, you don't want to go spend, a lot of money on high-end foundations when there's really good ones at the drugstore. So I would recommend the Maybelline Fit Me. If you have oily skin, go for the matte and poreless. If you have dry skin, go for the dewy and smooth. Also, from the drugstore, L'Oreal True Match has a great foundation that I really, really like. They also have the L'Oreal True Match Lumi, which is a bit more glowy. I love that one too. One of my favorite ones is, I don't know, I used it in my Get Ready With Me video, but I'm going to put it on the screen because that's like my favorite one right now and I just can't think of the name of it. Also, if you're looking for something that's more of a powder, these are not drugstore. However, these are really good, like easy, fast, out the door, you look flawless type powder foundation. So either the Bare Minerals Original Foundation or the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. Those are just really easy to just buff on and have kind of a flawless look. So I would recommend the foundation. Then I would recommend a good concealer. The concealer that I would have recommended, I'm no longer recommending at this time because it's by Tarte. And Tarte just doesn't know how to act right now. Let me tell you guys, I love the Shape Tape concealer, but I cannot recommend it. I cannot recommend it. I was so excited when the foundations came out, guys. I was literally so lit. When I seen it, I literally bookmarked it and I was hyped. I was excited. I was like, yes, this is about to be lit. I'm buying it when it first launches. And then the shades come out and it's like, there's not even a shade for me. There's not even a shade for me. So, no. I would recommend, I have a friend who really loves the LA Girl Pro Conceal, which is like $5. It's a good concealer. The shades can be a little tricky, but I believe they carry them at Ulta. Also, the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer is also pretty good. I'm trying to think of any other ones. NYX has a good one. Just a concealer, you want that to be one shade lighter than your foundation. So yeah, your foundation that matches your skin. You want to match it to your neck. You want to be matching. Then you want to get a concealer that's one shade lighter to highlight your face. That brings dimension. You don't have to contour. You can. It kind of balances out. For that, I would say just try to find a contour powder or a powder foundation in a darker skin tone than you are, just to add some dimension to your face. We got 3 things so far. I think that beginners can kind of just skip some of the other stuff. Like highlight, I love to wear, but you don't really need it. Eyebrows, if your eyebrows look halfway decent, you don't really need it. The next thing I would say is just get a mascara. Eyeshadow and all that is not really necessary. Just get a mascara that will lengthen your lashes. I love the L'Oreal Big Shot. Is it L'Oreal or Maybelline? Oh gosh, I think it's L'Oreal Big Shot mascara. I love the one that's like all gold. It's a Makeup by Shayla one. That mascara works amazing and it's from the drugstore. So definitely those things: foundation, concealer, bronzer or contour, maybe if you're into that, and then a mascara. A highlighter is like an add-on because you gotta keep it popping. But if you don't want to keep popping, then you don't have to worry about that. But I like to keep popping. So yeah, that's what I would say for beginners that are just getting into makeup. Would you ever adopt? And the answer to that, short and sweet, yes, absolutely. I would love to adopt one day. I don't know if I ever will, but I would love to. Okay, so some of you guys have been asking me like tips for starting a YouTube channel. And for some of you, Kelly, if you're watching, I'm really sorry. I know you DM'd me, but what happened was I was like just waiting to like put something like long and really thought out together. Life got a hold of me, time got away from me, and then next thing you know, the message was like gone, and then I couldn't find you. So I'm really sorry, but hopefully you're watching this so you can like get these tips right now, you know what I'm saying? Sorry. But yeah, so tips for starting a YouTube channel. Number 1, as far as like your whole setup goes, you need to just start where you are. I have a lot of like really young girls actually ask me about this, and I'm like, guys, just start where you are. If you only have a phone, if you don't have a camera, if you don't have lights, just sit in front of a window and just start where you want to start. The hardest part is starting, so I would say just go for it. However, analyze the reason that you want to start a YouTube channel. What do you want to do? Are you looking to do hair? Are you looking to do makeup? Is it skits? Whatever it is, just make sure that it's actually something and try to zero in on a certain type of thing. Even with my channel, I find that when I venture too often to just like other things that are not really what my viewers want to see, people are confused. They don't know what they're going to get. And especially when you're starting, it's just really important to start off with something that's kind of streamlined, not streamlined like in culture, but I just mean like in a certain focal point. That way people know what they're getting, and then they're more inclined to subscribe because they know what they're going to get. If it's all over the place, it just seems way too sporadic. So I would say, as far as your setup goes, if you're older and you have like money to like spend on it, or you can easily save up money over time, I would say start off with some lights. There's some really, really good cheap lights that you can get off of Amazon, soft boxes, or a ring light. I use both, so I would say go for something like that, as well as your camera. So right now I'm using a mirrorless lens camera. This is a Sony a5100. It's great for vlogging, but it's not that great for sitting down talking, because after about 15 minutes, the thing overheats and it's like, hold up, we gotta stop, and that's why I have to keep stopping. So I would just try to look up some reviews and find something that doesn't do that. But when you're just getting started, you don't want to spend a lot, because you don't even know if you're going to keep doing it. Like, let's be honest, you don't even know. So, you can use window, natural light, or you can use, if you have an iPhone, or even if your phone camera is not that great, like, just start where you are, and that's my best advice, is just be yourself. Don't try to be anything. Don't try to become anything. Just do you, and it will come. When I gained subscribers, like, I wasn't trying to gain subscribers, and whenever I try to do things that's like, oh, I hope this gets me subscribers, I usually just end up losing subscribers. So just don't overthink it. Just be yourself, and, it'll come if it's supposed to come, and if it's not supposed to come, then it just won't. Like, I don't know what to tell you. That's just the way that it is. But yeah, the thing about being yourself, like, people can tell even through the camera, through YouTube, if you're being fake or if you're just being something else that you're not. Like, just be natural as possible and just talk to people. The reason I'm on YouTube is to help people and share my life with people, partly entertainment, but mostly just to help people. And so just make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons. A lot of people want to start a YouTube career these days, which I think is totally cool, because you can start a career with it. However, if you're young, I wouldn't just bank your whole life on that, because you want to make sure you're still young. So, if you don't want to just forget all other dreams, for me, YouTube is like a hobby I do on the side. I don't make a living off of it. Maybe one day it could bring in that type of dough, but right now that's not where it's at. So, but I'm happy with where I am, so just realize that don't put your expectations too high, but don't put your goals too low. Put your goals high, but keep your expectations somewhere where you won't easily get disappointed, and then you can have fun with it. And that way you're not just always trying to just get subscribers or get views. Like, you can have fun with it and just enjoy what you're doing, just for the fun of it. The next one is, how can I find the right products for my hair? This is a question I literally get all the time, and it's so hard to answer because everyone's hair is different, and it's really just like a trial and error thing. I'm going to try to curate something that can help people to determine, based on their hair type, what type of product they should get. I'm really going to work on this. I'm going to do a lot of research, and I'm going to try my best, because I really want to help you guys who are really trying to figure out what to get, and you don't want to spend hundreds of dollars trying products that are not going to work. So leave it to me. I'm going to figure it out for you guys. God's going to help me. We're going to get through this. But as of right now, it's just a trial and error. My biggest advice is to find someone on YouTube with your similar hair type, and then try what they love. Try what they love, and that's your best bet. I don't know if there's a science to it, but if there is, I'm going to find it and I'm going to let you know. So the next question is, can you start doing style videos? So I've actually gotten this question quite a few times. You look like you dress really cute. Can you do an outfit of the day? Can you do style videos? I really want to. Style videos are just the hardest to shoot. I really have to get Daniel to help me, because it's just, you would never believe how the angles need to be working in your favor for the whole thing to look good. The shot has to be right. Everything, it's not just put it on a tripod. I mean, you can, but I just would like it to be a certain way. So, I'm going to work on that for you guys. I really am. It's just, I don't know. But I really want to. So, you know what? I'm going to make it happen. 2018, no more excuses. I'm going to make it happen for you guys. You guys have been asking. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to make it happen for y'all. All right, and this is the last question, and it is, can you talk more about getting married young? And I'm thinking I should just do a whole video on this, because a lot of you guys have just been wondering. So if you didn't know, here's a little bit of backstory on Beth, which is me. So I have been dating my husband. I have been dating him since I was a junior in high school. I graduated high school in 2011, so we've been together since 2010. That's when he graduated. Blah, 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 blah. Long distance relationship. I was living in Ohio and he was living here in Virginia. For 4.5 years, we dated that way. We got engaged in May of 2014 in Barbados. It was amazing. Maybe I'll tell you guys that story one day. Then we got married October of 2014, and I immediately moved here to Virginia, and I've been living here ever since. So I got married when I was 20 years old. 20. I was 20. It was October, and in January, I would have been turning 21. So I was young when I got married, and what I would say to young people who are looking to get married young is like, don't look to get married young. Like, don't be like, oh yeah, that's what I want to do. For us, we have been dating for so long distance, that like, that was the only way we could be together, you know? And it was totally worth it. It was God's plan for us, and it worked out amazing, but it's not necessarily going to be that way for everyone, especially if you like force it. And being married young, you have a lot to learn about yourself, and both people do. And so you may change a lot, and you have to learn to change together, and that can be difficult. It's better to completely, you know, be who you are. And in our own ways we were, but we still have changed a lot. So I would say just know who you are before you get into that, and just don't be focused on trying to get married young, because there's so much in your life that changes once you get married that you should just enjoy your singleness, because there's beauty in singleness and there's beauty in marriage, and you should just enjoy both as they are and not just be trying to like get away from being single. And as a married person, the people who are single, don't feel like, oh, I'm going to be single forever. This is so terrible when I find someone. Just enjoy being single. Enjoy your independence. Enjoy doing things for yourself. Enjoy, you know, be a bit selfish sometimes, because there's not really anyone else to have to worry about. So just enjoy that, and the right person will come along when it's time. But just don't force it. Like, don't force getting married young. Like, it's not like you don't have time. Like, it seems like you don't have time, but trust me, you do. And then once you get married, you're like, man, I had time. But it just doesn't feel that way in the moment. I totally get it. So yeah, that's my story about getting married young. Maybe I can talk more about it one day, but that's my little 2 cents for now. But yeah, you guys, that's the end of this video. I will say about the tart thing, I know I brought it up already, but just one more time for the people in the back. Guys, I was highly disappointed. I was getting so irritated earlier because I was just like, this is not right. This is not right. And when I saw Alyssa Ashley and Jackie Aina and different people, even Nicole Concilio was commenting on it, I feel like the awareness has already been there. So I don't really see what the issue is and why. It's like, it's not like that we don't want it. Like, you know, it's not like we're not a part of like their customer base or like the people who would want it. So it just bothers me that it's like you have supporters of your brand who would love to use your product, and then you don't make anything for them. I just can't. I'm sorry. Why did I even bring that back up? I can't go to bed angry, so I'm gonna release that because I'm about to go to bed because I don't know what time it is, but it's late. Oh man. The audio is going to change a little bit right there. I'm sorry because I put my phone down and this is my audio. So I'm really sorry. I got a new mic coming in tomorrow though, so we won't have these issues anymore. But I'm sorry if the sound got jacked right there. I'm really sorry because it probably did. Anyway, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, think about it. Do you want to subscribe to my channel? You should. You should subscribe. You should do it. Just press the button and thumbs up this video. Like this video. So I know you hear that all the time. So in this case, take your mouse or your finger and like tap the thumbs up, like click it. And then that means you liked it. And that means that we're like right here. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I would love for y'all to do that. Leave me a comment. Interact with me. I love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.